Hey everybody, it's Little Wolf 99 here again, and today we're in another new game. This game's called My Garage. This is actually a game I've had my eye on for a couple of years, but it's in early development, and at first it was pretty rough, so I just instead of buying it and trying to deal with the problems, I just decided I'd wait a while, so I kind of checked in to see how it was doing, and it looked like it was in a pretty good spot. So I decided I would purchase the game and try it out. So that's what we're going to do. So I've played this game just a little bit to kind of figure out how to actually play the game. So the first couple episodes aren't so painful to watch, but there's still quite a bit I haven't done. Let's see, where is it? That I've been to the junkyard, which is over that direction, and I've been to the house, but I have yet to, where is it? There it is. I've yet to cross this giant bridge. You see, the thing about this game is, originally, it was only this small map here. And even though this doesn't look very large, this is quite a large map. But you see, that bridge there is a bridge to a map extension, which I'll show you, is this big. So yeah, everything on the wall in there is this tiny little island here. This is the full map. So yeah, I have not ventured across this bridge yet, so I figured I'd save that for videos. I just needed to learn the basics. I didn't need to explore everything. So yeah, we've got quite a bit to explore in this series. So anyway, without further ado, I guess let's get in here and get to working. Let's see, it's already 11 o'clock in game. We start out with $10,000, which is more money than I've ever had at one point in time. But it's not really all that much in the game. So yeah, so let's see, the shop, and there's a lot less tools here than in my shop in real life, because I'm a mechanic in real life, so I'm gonna spend all day working on cars and then come home just to make videos on a game working on cars doing the exact same thing. But I love this game anyway. It's pretty cool. So. But yeah, anyway, my shop in real life is a lot more chaotic than this, but this is pretty chaotic to begin with. So I guess let's pick things up here. Let's see, we got our welder to weld body panels back on. We got our grinder disc to cut body panels off. We got our floor jack, or our little jack. We can put that in the floor. It doesn't need to be on the table. See, we got a jug of coolant here. Our battery charger. Come here, little battery charger. There we go. I haven't quite got a hang of how close you really have to be to things to select them just yet. Let's see. This is the spark plug socket. Now, in real life, I just use a socket that attaches to my normal ratchet. I don't actually have one of these, but this is like an old school spark plug, like dedicated spark plug wrench. It'd kind of be handy to have one of those, honestly, but I don't need any more tools to be adding to the clutter in my shop, believe me. Let's see. So, we got our pry bar. We'll use it for taking windshields and stuff out and body panels and stuff off with in game. Let's see. Now, this here is going to be our most used tool, the rust grinding wheel for the grinder. Let's see. And here's the grinder here. See, I thought this was pretty cool in game. Now, the rust grinding disc doesn't wear down yet. I don't know if they're planning on making these consumable eventually or not, but these discs are actually consumable. So as we cut body panels, it will get smaller and smaller until it's gone, just like real life. And we will have to refill this pack. I don't know if you can really see how many there are. I think there's 5 discs per pack, and those are actually individual discs there. I can grab each one of them individually, but we'll leave Ooh, excuse me there. We'll leave the rest of those in the pack for now. We'll put this on the grinder since we'll probably be grinding rust first. Let's continue here. We got our hammer. This is what we use for body work. Now, in real life, I don't use a hammer for, or a hammer like that. I don't use a claw hammer for body work, but I do use body hammers. Let's see, now here's our welding rods. This is the same as the grinder. You grab this individual rod here. Oh, let's see. Drop that on the floor right quick. Come here, welder. There we go. Let's see, we got our welder handle here. You take your welding electrode and you put it in the handle, and then as we weld body panels, the electrode will get shorter, and then it runs out and we have to put a new one on, just like in real life. So that's kind of neat. Let's see, now we don't have an air compressor. We use a bicycle pump. Now, if you try to air up a tire with a bicycle pump, you're going to be there for a while, but it is what it is in game. It works. So got our bottle of brake fluid. We'll set this there for now. We got our body filler. So we'll set this over here with that. Now this here is the move tool. This is what we use to rearrange things. Like we can move the car lift. We can move these tables around, which I do prefer to have the tables moved around the shop for parts and stuff. So I will set like one of them like right here, and say like we'll move one of these over here. Well, hang on a second. I like having one of these racks there by the door. That's what I have. Another profile that I started to learn on. I've already kind of arranged my shop kind of how I want stuff. Let's see here. Let me get this positioned how it was. Just over the light switch there. That is that's the light switch. So we'll just leave the lights on. We ain't gonna be using them lights. We'll just leave this there. Let's see. Now this opens our garage door. Now I wish I had an automatic garage door, but my door is manual in real life. But that's pretty sweet. Yeah, I guess let's see. For now, I'm gonna put two tables right here. We can once we get money, we can buy another bay to the shop that's got like an in-ground oil changing station. I'd kind of like to have, the like oil changing pit in a shop in real life, but I don't have one of those in my shop. I don't even have a car lift in my shop. I have to do everything laid on the floor. But it is what it is for now. So, let's see. I don't want that to be. There we go. I don't want that clipping into that shelf. It might cause some randomness. Let's see. Man, that's pretty close. Yeah. So then over here, so we got our engine stand. We can build an engine on. I'm gonna move this over here for now. Then now in the other profile, I kind of set this area of the shop up as like parts storage. So what I'm going to do in this one too, we're going to tuck this little shelf in here, over here in the corner. Now later on in the game, there's a couple of these shelves at the junkyard we can go pick up, but we'll have to have a truck and a trailer or a box truck or something like that. Now there are some pretty cool mods out for this game already, even though this game is still pretty early access. So I've got pretty much all the cool mods that you can download. There's like extra parts, extra tires. I don't even know what we'll go check out the mods at some point. There's like actually a dedicated store on the map for mods. So like it's the mod store. So we can go check out the mods and stuff I've got at the store and some other stuff. But yeah, all the mods that I've got for this game and all the mods I've found available for this game are all on nexusmods.com, which is a pretty decent mod site. And the only catch is you have to have an account, but it's free. So I mean, it just kind of is what it is. Usually decent mod sites, if you don't have to pay for it, you have to make an account. So I mean, it's just a trade-off. But yeah, so here's another tool we've got. We got a spring compressor. Now I don't really use spring compressors in real life because they're dangerous. I just disassemble the suspension until I can safely remove the spring, but sometimes they're necessary and they're kind of dangerous. But in the game, you just kind of hold that and pop the springs out. But anyway, so yeah, we've kind of cleaned up our tools out of the floor. So we got a box here. Anything you put in this box won't fly around, but you can't pick the box up with the stuff in it, which is kind of annoying. There are boxes that you can get. You can put stuff in and close the lid, and it like disables the physics of the items in the box, so you can move the box around. But and these little trolleys here, you can pile parts and tools on them, and like if you grab the trolley and move it, everything will move with it. So that's kind of neat because I've got one of those tables they use in a hospital that they can like adjust the height of and slide over you so you can eat your food and stuff in the hospital. That's like the perfect mechanics tool because say if I'm working in the engine bay of a vehicle, depending on how high the vehicle is, I can adjust the height of that table. And because it's designed to slide under a hospital bed and have a table over you, I can slide the table over the engine bay, so I don't have to just like set my tools all over the engine and then be falling down into the pits of unknown and all that. I can just kind of like pile my tools up on the little table, and then when I get done working, I can just slide my little table around, and then it just kind of turns into a giant pile of trash and tools and parts on the little table until they start falling off. But at least I'm not piling everything all over the vehicles like I used to, so it's kind of handy. And these are pretty handy, so I'll be using them a lot for like holding parts as we're disassembling cars. But yeah, so I think we got our shop in order. See, it's already 1:15, so I guess it's time for our first job here. Let's see, can you fix rust and repaint? I sure can. I sure can. Let's see. What kind of vehicle? Ooh, we got an El Camino. Now, I think this is called a Jesse in game or something like that. But, yeah, let's see. We got the 350 Chevy in here. That thing looks pretty clean. Got plenty of oil in there. I thought that was pretty neat. You can check the oil, and the oil level kind of matters. And like I said, we got the coolant over here. Let's see if I can get to a position. So let's see, his coolant's full, so he's good. He's a little low on brake fluid there, but that's not why he's here. He's here for rust repair. So let's see. We got a little bit right here. So let me move this right quick too. I'm gonna set this right here so the cars will kind of spawn, kind of like parked this way, more realistic, like So it looks like we got a little rust on the face there. We'll have to take that bumper off, make sure there ain't no rust up under there. Just look up in here. I don't see any rust. We may pop these door panels off, make sure there ain't none hiding behind theirs. That's something I've noticed. Whenever you look here in this page, you see this rust. You want 5 stars, which means there's no rust. But if there's even just a little bit hiding behind a door panel or something, or behind a bumper, it won't give you 5 stars, and that's kind of annoying, hard to find. So we'll make sure we look her over real good. It looks like the only rust is there on the front fascia there. This isn't going to be a hard job at all. So get her in the shop and get to work. So yeah. Something else cool about this game. See, I've got a Logitech G29 racing wheel I use for BeamNG. I bought towards the beginning of the channel, and it works with this game, so that's pretty cool. Makes it realistic driving around. So let's see here. Use my owl swivel head here to look behind me, since I can't lean and the mirrors don't work either. But that's fine. Let's get this thing in the shop without wrecking it or dinging it up. I don't want to cause any extra damage to the customer vehicle. So yeah, let's see here. So first things first, I'm going to check and make sure there ain't no rust behind them door panels. You know what? I didn't see a wrench in the floor. I don't think we got a wrench with this new save file. You know, I don't think we did. I don't see one, but that's no big deal. We'll just run across here to the gas station and purchase a wrench right quick. Yeah, as we get to making money and stuff, I'll probably buy several sets of tools. I found that kind of handy once I played enough on the other game. I went ahead and unlocked the extra garage, see what that was like, and having the extra space, it was nice to have a second set of tools. So I'll probably end up with 2 or 3 sets of tools, but for now we just have one. But so this game's pretty easy. There's another game I played a long time ago called My Summer Car, and you had to have like the right size wrench to take the bolts off, and it was realistic. But this game's not as hardcore, so pretty much this undoes all bolts, and you just press F to switch from loosening to tightening. So I can click that, loosens the bolt off there, and then if I press F, it tightens it back up. So we'll undo them 2 bolts, take our door panel off. Let's see, there's no rust, so let's just put that back on before I forget. So let's come over here, do the same thing, check behind our door panel, no rust. So looks like this is gonna be a pretty easy job. Drop this so I can open the hood. Now I am going to remove the bumper just to be extra sure that we don't miss anything. So let's see. Let's lean over here. Undo that bumper bolt. Undo this bumper bolt. And that should... Yep, there we go. Yeah, see there's a little bit of rust that would have hid and we wouldn't have fully completed our job there. So now it said you just right click and get your grinder, and all you got to do to use this is just left click, and it kind of makes a horrible sound, but a grinder makes a horrible sound in real life too. So we'll just grind this here. And something I ought to add in this game, or maybe I'll make a mod for this game eventually and add, it would be like earplugs. It's just like silences all like the sounds while you're grinding, because that sound effect gets really annoying. All right, so usually whenever you get most of the rust, like 90% of the rust off of a certain body panel, you'll see like the last little bit disappear. That usually means you've got it all and you're good. So all right, now we'll set this grinder down. Now, something I didn't learn until later on while I was first playing the game, which made it real difficult. So, okay, you see this color condition. They want you to paint the color back with this color number here. I didn't really realize this was a number at first. I thought it was like an owner number, but I realized later on this is a color number. Now, when you go to the little shop that we'll go to here in a minute, and I'll show y'all, you can buy cans of spray paint, but they're just a set number. So I didn't know for the first little bit that you can order this number in the parts catalog, which I'll show y'all here in a second. But one thing I've got to do first is I've got to write this number down. So yeah, so we got our number, a paint number wrote down, and we come over here and there's a parts catalog laying on this table. Now this catalog has parts for all the cars and all the engines and everything, but what you do is you go here to this section that says color. You click here and then you enter your color number, which was 232427. Press enter, and this is the color. So it's buy us 1 can of that, because we're not going to need a whole lot of paint. It's just one little spot. And now the coolest part of this game, because I've played games before, My Summer Car was like this, where you just kind of pointed at the part, sprayed for a little bit, and it would just change color. That's not how this game is. You actually have to make sure you don't miss any spots. But you can either do it like this, or you can press left alt to kind of lock your camera in place like so. Make it a little easier to paint, but So yeah, that's how you paint in this game. I thought that was pretty cool. It kind of made painting a little more in depth, more of an activity than just doing like this and then all of a sudden it just poof, it's all perfectly colored. So you actually have to make sure you don't miss any spots. If you miss some spots or you don't get a spot good enough, it won't be 5-star paint corrections. So yeah, we got to do a good job painting. But yeah, so and then what I was doing with this rack here was when I'd get done, I just kind of set the cans of paint up here, and then I kind of had me a little row of paint cans. And you see, when you walk up and look, it'll tell you the number. So then maybe eventually in the future, if I run across that color again, I just need a little touch-up spray. I don't have to grab, or I don't have to buy a new can. So yeah, we'll kind of save our cans there if we don't use them all. So let's see here. Let me stand up, lean over in here. We got to tighten the bumper up. Nice and tight. Yeah, here we go. And I think at the hood, I think that's it. There we go. All 5 stars. And we made $748. Why is it not done? Do I have to let me not the parts catalog. There we go. Complete the job. Okay. We made $717 so far in profit. So that's kind of one way to make money, I guess. Is you're just doing jobs, but there's another thing you can do for money. We're going to take our little stroll over here. Now this here is the used car sales place. And when you get close to the door, it spawns 3 random cars of random condition. And there's prices for them, and you can buy these cars. And the ones here at least run. And you can buy them and then fix them up. So I guess let's see what they got. All right, so garage door is opening now. The game's a little laggy when the door first opens, but it takes a second for everything to load. But then it's generally pretty good after that. So yeah, so here's our first 3 options. We got this here. This is a mod. This is an F350, and this is a flatbed variant of the F350. It seems to be in decent shape. We got some rust. That's a blue interior. Got some rust down here. See, it looks like the water pump is shot. Its exhaust is shot on the passenger side. Let's take a look under here. Yep. Exhaust is shot on the passenger side. The rear differential's out. A little flat on our front tire. That pulley is shot. You see, this here, this suspension component is good, but this one here, it's black. This means it's shot. Now, if they're just like a rusty color, it means they're getting wore out. But this one, like, this is like on its way to being wore out. This is a bad part. It still probably functions, just not that well. But see, this part here is bad, so we would need to replace that. Let's see. Looks like the transfer case is also bad, so this would need quite a bit of work underneath. The leaf springs look all right. It's setting level, so not too bad. But see, this, they want 13, nearly 14,000 for this truck. That's quite a bit. These can go for as high as like 25, 30,000. So we could fix this up. If we fix the rust and the rest of this condition score here, we could probably make a buck on this, but that's a little out of our price range starting out. So our next option here, see, this Challenger looks like it's seen better days. We got a busted windshield, some body damage, the hood's ruined, rusted out up here. We got a bad header, a bad water pump. Let's see. I can kind of see around underneath it. We got spindle needs replaced. Golly, it rusted out here. Differential's bad. It's sitting level. Need a little. That seat's bad. It has no passenger door. The $8,900. That would nearly be our whole budget. See, this car is kind of rough. I think they're asking a little too much for this one. These scores a little high. Sometimes this game, it's like a used car dealership. They're asking a little too much for this one, so we're not going to deal with that. And then we said there's motorcycles in this game too, which they're pretty cheap, but I don't know. I have a hard time getting on and off of these without them just glitching out and falling all over the place and then having issues. So we're going to pass on motorcycles for now just because they're too much trouble. And I really kind of prefer cars anyway. I like motorcycles, but if I ever owned one, I'd probably die. So we're going to pass on all these for right now. But yeah, so this is the used car dealership. Eventually, once we get more money, we'll be able to buy more cars from here, make some bigger piles of cash. But for now, we're gonna have to pass on those. But we'll continue our little tour of our small island here. So let's see here. This here is the like little shop here on the island. So we can buy trailers. You can get us a car hauler for $3,900. That's a really good price actually for a car hauler. And we can get that's a little parts hauling trailer here, or a big parts hauling trailer, or a little one. That's decent prices. But so then we can turn them into enclosed trailers. But with those truck mods, we can buy these and turn, like that F350, I could weld this box to it. We can have a box truck. So that's that's kind of cool, and that's going to be a goal. We need a box truck for our parts run to the salvage yard. But yeah, so this is a small shop. It's got quite a few tires and rim options. There's a little quick save there. But there's not just a whole lot going on here. There's lots of other parts you can buy in other places. But yeah, so we got our tools. Here's all those spray paints I was talking about, and so we can buy a toolbox. We can put our tools in this, and it'll kind of keep them contained if we won't carry tools with us. But these are the boxes I was talking about, where like you can close them and anything inside will be contained. So we're probably going to buy. Did that buy it? No, it didn't. We're going to buy one of these for now because we'll need it to collect some food. We're going to have to get some food here in a minute, but. So we'll get one of those for now. I don't think we need any of this right at the moment. See, now this is a mod. If we don't want to use the stick welder, we could buy this MIG welder eventually and use wire, and it will we won't have to reload the electrodes all the time. So that'll be an upgrade for later on. And here's where you can buy the base game wheels and hubcaps and wheel spacers and stuff like that. And then any parts we want chromed, we can take here and drop here on this pallet, and they will be chromed, which is pretty neat because the 350 and the F100 mod, they always spawn with black grills. So you can take the black grill in here and chrome it, which is kind of neat. I like chrome. I'm a chrome man, so we'll have to do some chroming later on. But for now, we just need this here. And then to conclude our little island tour, we're going to take a trip over here to the gas station. But on the way, we'll make a little stop by here since it's kind of on the way. This building right here, this building is the coolest thing. It is really handy. So basically, if we open this up, it's going to load. We'll have to go through a short loading screen. So we open this building up. It's empty right now, but any parts or vehicles we put in here, we can jump like this, close the door, and when the door closes and this save happens, anything in there gets unloaded. So like if we got like 10 cars on the lot, my frame rate will tank, even though it's not pulling a huge load on my graphics card or CPU. I think it's just like a what you call it? Oh shoot, a performance kind of a thing. They'll have to do some optimization. That's what I'm trying to say. They'll have to. I think it's an optimization kind of a thing for now. Like when you have a lot of vehicles with a lot of parts attached, the frame rate tanks. But like I've had like parts all over the shed, parts all over the building, and like the parts themselves don't tank my frame rate. It's just like if I have like 10 vehicles. So we'll use this. But what's cool is say if I take this red key, now it's a whole different building. Anything I say when I had this green key in the door open will still be there, but will be in a different shed basically. So pretty much it's like I have 10 different sheds here I can store vehicles in. And now something they could do in the game is they could make you have to purchase each extra save slot, but for now you just kind of get them all free, which is cool because I heavily utilize those because I'm not like OCD to the point where I have to have everything in order in my life. I can deal with some chaos, but I am OCD as far as like I like organizing things. So like I will, like if I'm stockpiling scrap vehicles, like I'll only put one kind of vehicle in the shed. Like if I've got like a bunch of Challengers, like they'll go in there, and then I'll open a different shed, like store like El Caminos or something. So like we'll try to keep like our scrap car stashes segregated there. But so I guess the final thing we're going to do in this episode is we're going to buy some food. So we're going to plop this down on the counter. You open the lid and you can place things in. And we'll come over here and we'll get, let's say, 5 waters, a couple of these for breakfast, and then some chips. Let's see. You can't buy these other things for now, but that's fine. And food is cheaper in the big city, which is, I believe, this spot right here, which isn't too long of a drive. So we may try to make the drive in the city and get food in the next episode. But for now, we'll just buy food here at the gas station. So, golly, I don't know if we can pack all this in here. Let's see if we can do a decent job of sorting our food. Now, you can't rotate objects both directions. You can only rotate objects one direction. So I've got to kind of throw everything in the floor so I can get a good angle on it. But see here, I think I got a pretty good hang of moving this stuff around without sending everything into orbit and glitching. If like you stick this inside of this and let go of it, everything kind of has a fit. Oop, we knocked the bottle over there to straighten her up a little bit. But yes, so this will probably be the end of this episode. It looks like it's about end of the day anyway. So we did one job today. We made $700 and something. So we're still in the green. $550 in the green today. There we go. Fit it all in our box and see if we can carry all this around without it going everywhere. Now, without having to carry individual things. Before I knew that you could do this with the box, I had to carry all the food over to the office individually, which was a pain. But this makes it a lot easier. So yeah, we got our food stash, and all of our tools are organized, and we've toured our little island here. So yeah, I think that's where we're going to end the first episode, and I will catch y'all in the next. So it's been Little Wolf 99. Hope y'all have enjoyed, and thank you for watching.